Hi friends, Simit here from informedtrades.com. In this video, I want to talk about the Cyprus bail-ins, what's going on there, and what investors and traders around the world may be able to learn from that. Key points, the term bail-in basically means deposit confiscation. So you put your money in a bank, if there's a bail-in, they take it. That's happening, or it is happening in Cyprus now. It's already underway. The question is it going to follow other countries? Well, other countries do have laws on board and they are talking about doing this. So that's something to consider. Whether they actually go through, we'll have to wait and see. If you want to be prepared for this, or if you see, if you see what's happening in Cyprus and you see that other countries are talking about this and passing laws that would enable them to do this, the first thing that you would want to do is know where you have funds that are in an uninsured account. As well as, in terms of how to protect yourself or hedge against this risk, what's your insurance policy for this, is alternative currencies, gold, perhaps Bitcoin, which rose exponentially when the Cyprus bailout, when the news of that really started to kick in. Okay, on the screen right now, basically you have a headline for the Cyprus bail-in. Basically, accounts that are, or deposits in excess of 100,000 euros, 37.5% of that is being confiscated and converted, or basically those excess deposits are being taken, and in exchange, bank account depositors are being given shares in the Cyprus National Bank. Whether or not those shares, or what those shares end up being worth, is up to debate, or we'll find out. But there's, in a banking crisis, there's a lot of concern that those shares are ultimately going to end up being worthless. Other countries preparing to follow. On the screen right now, and if you look, this is from April 2012, an IMF white paper discussing, moving from the concept of bailout, what we saw in 2008, to a bail-in as a way of reconciling the global too-big-to-fail banking situation. So this white paper, goes through a whole explanation. It's long and extensive. That explains the need for this, or how it's going to be sold as something that's necessary, as well as the plan for this. So here they're clearly talking about out in the open. IMF is very, obviously it's a huge global international institution. This could also be a part of a new international monetary agreement. So there's lots of countries in the world right now with a sovereign debt crisis. How that crisis gets resolved, we'll see. But basically, there's a lot of debt that cannot be repaid. Is a bail-in going to be a part of that? There are certainly some signs, based on this IMF white paper, that suggest that idea is at least being floated. Know where your money is vulnerable. So if you're looking at this and you're thinking, oh, I want to protect myself, or at least want to know where I'm at risk or what kind of risk I have, know where you have money in an account that is uninsured. In the United States, we have the FDICE. Each depositor is insured to at least $250,000. It's also, there was a period of time where the deposit insurance was unlimited, meaning even if it was above $250,000, it would still be insured. However, that expired December 31st, 2012. So that was a 2-year period from December 31st, 2010 to December 31st, 2012. That period has since expired. So if you have money in excess of $250,000, that money is no longer insured. Another point to consider is if you have money in an investment account, if you have money in a forex trading account, a futures trading account, stock trading, for instance, a lot of those funds are commingled. So if you have, let's say you have $10,000 in a futures trading account, the futures broker may be collecting all their deposits and putting it in one account. So the sum of that account is likely going to be much greater than $250,000. In which case those deposits could be confiscated. So your $10,000 in that example could be confiscated as well. That's something to bear in mind. Personally, what I've done for my long-term stock securities, or stock trades that I want to plan on holding for a long time, I've moved them to direct registration. We have a video on the direct registration system. That is a insurance method of sorts to protect yourself in the stock market. Alternative currencies, that's if there is a banking crisis like this, if deposit confiscation occurs, Like when it occurred in Cyprus, Bitcoin exploded in value, going from like $10 to over 200. It's since come down. Personally, I favor gold and silver. We have a lot of conversations about this on informed trades, especially gold. But these are basically ideas in terms of what you're going to do if there is a banking crisis. It's likely that the currency, that can quickly turn into a currency crisis because people will start rejecting the currency. They'll be looking for alternative systems. Historically, throughout thousands of years, gold has done well when there's a monetary crisis. Bitcoin is, of course, perhaps a more speculative bet. There's a lot greater upside if it ends up being a new thing that catches on. That's about it. If you have any questions, anything you want to add, join us at informedtrades.com. Thanks and best of luck in your trading.